scare people, but to help people confront their fear and to let people know that fear is an okay part of life. It's how you overcome it and what you do despite your fear. And learning about this legend in particular, about the Amautalik, gave me a lot of compassion as a child of a residential school survivor for what my parent went through. And even though I might be angry sometimes, this story, even though it's scary, gave me a lot of compassion for all of first-generation survivors. And it's about the Amautalik. There once was a little girl, and she lived on the land with her family. Now this little girl, as some little girls do, would often get so involved in what she was playing with. And her mother and her father, they would worry about her little girl. And they would say to her, "Bunny, always stay close to camp. Don't wander and play too far away from us. You never know what might be out on the tundra when you're by yourself." Now one day, this little girl was out playing away from her camp, and she wandered and she wandered. And she became so involved in what she was playing with, as some children do, that she lost track of time and she lost track of where she was. And she was so involved in what she was doing that she didn't notice the sound of big steps coming up behind her. She kept playing and playing, and it wasn't until there was a great long shadow in front of her that she realized there was something behind her. The little girl looked behind her, and there she saw the Amautalik. This was a giantess. She was huge and hideous, and she had rotten seal meat in between her teeth, and she had long, stringy hair that clung to her face. And she had a giant cage of antlers on her back. And everybody knows that if an Amautalik finds you alone on the tundra, she'll pick you up, put you in her cage, and carry you away. Now, the little girl, before she could let out a scream quick like lightning, the Amautalik picked up the girl, threw her in the cage, and began running away across the tundra. The Amautalik carried the little girl all the way to her camp. Now, if you're lucky, you'll be eaten by the Amautalik. But those of you who are unlucky have to be her slaves. And this little girl had to work day and night, crawling all over the Amautalik's body and pulling off lice the size of foxes because she was so large. And if she wasn't careful, this little girl was bitten by the lice, and she became so weak. One day, after working many, many hours, she was sitting outside the tent crying. The Amautalik had run away across the tundra looking for other children to steal. And the little girl cried. And a little snow bunting came and flew around her and landed on the little girl's shoulder. And the little bird said, "Why are you crying?" And the little girl said, "I'm so tired. I have to work day and night for the Amautalik, and I think if I do it for much longer, I will die." And the little bird said, "I have a plan." returning home. And the little girl hid. And the giant came into the tent after a long day of looking for children to eat. And she lay down to go to sleep. And as soon as she was ready, the little girl said, "Now!" And the bird flew into the tent and flew around the giant's head, pecking at her face, confusing the giant. The little girl saw her chance. She ran out of the tent and ran as fast as she could. The bird flew above her, guiding her all the way home. She ran all the way home, and as soon as she got there, she wrapped her arms around her mother and her father. Her mother and her father were so happy to see that their little girl had come home. But everybody knows that even if you escape from the Amautalik, everybody knows that even if you escape, you're never the same again, because the Amautalik keeps a little bit of your soul.